Hello, my name is Dennis, and welcome to Spirit Quest from the U.S. I have here my faithful companion, Tony. There he is. Yeah, he's a little shy. Today is July 23rd, 2015. It's a Thursday, and we are now in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're staying with one of Monica's college friends, who has been sharing insightful conversation with us. We appreciate it. I'd like to talk today about city communities and the commonalities between them. As we've traveled through city by city up the East Coast and across to Michigan, from Austin, Texas, we have discovered some commonalities between them, like street names, like most cities have churches in them, and schools, and a town hall, and a pharmacy, and a historical theater. Like, where do these criteria come from? Is there some type of a formula that was used to create a successful city or town? And the answer is yes. So, taking that a step further, and not really exploring what makes a successful town, but what about the towns that have gone through an industrial age revolution where they've lost a lot of companies, a lot of jobs, and the economy's kind of tanked, such as Danville, Virginia, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Greenville, South Carolina, Detroit, Michigan. Some of these have made bounds of revitalization efforts and have succeeded in repopulating these cities and creating new jobs. And how did they do that? So when we were in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we noticed that the warehouse district, which was wiped out essentially after a recession, was repopulated with yoga studios and art studios, and a river walk goes through there, and it's really lively with activity. And in Danville, Virginia, on the other hand, there's still sections of that town that are just run down, kind of like a ghost town almost. You cross the river to the other side and there's life, but in that section of town, where I think there's an old prison there or something. It looks like a prison. It's not. They're actually making it into a mall of some sort. It's an old historic building, and there's nothing happening there. And they're trying. There's efforts to revive it, but they're struggling. And Detroit, Michigan has a lot of cities like this, or not cities, but a lot of residences like this, areas. I think the main predominant section of the city that is still alive with activity is only 6 or 7 blocks deep. So what's happening with all this other land and all these other structures on the side, and what can we do to kind of revitalize and recapture people's homes in those areas? And what was brought up in our conversation with our host, Jess, she was talking about her boyfriend, how he helped to create a community garden center in his neighborhood, not in Detroit. But the point is, once that was created, a lot of other neighborhoods around it started creating their own, because they joined together. They had a project and a concept of how this could help them, and it was helping them. It was working. It was creating food, and there's always a need for food, and plus it's nourishing community relationships and kind of pulling people together. So Detroit could really benefit from something like that. Have they thought of that? Donating some of that dead space that the city has, because they own all those bankrupt structures, and creating a community garden to help with the poor, impoverished families, and creating a real strong community together. So what have you done for your community? What can we do for communities like this to help grow and prosper? Not just the physicality of food, but nourishing our relationships with others and our love for the world. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this.